Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to another pick a card reading. This pick a card is all about June 2023 and the blessings, opportunities, experiences, and potential challenges that you will be facing as we approach the middle of the year. Can you believe it? Also, please let me know with your choice of heart emoji in the comments if you would like to see a pick a card all about what the rest of 2023 has in store for you. I do have on my channel 2023 predictions, but I made that in like the beginning of the year. So you feel free, you can always go back to that video. I will actually pin it in the cards right now. But with that being said, we've got 3 piles and a whole lot of possibilities. So let's get into it. With pile 1, we have this beautiful piece of raw amethyst quartz, and I like to call her Amy Island just because, you know, puns and everything, but I just think she's a very powerful stone. She's been with me for a couple years now, actually, and my boyfriend Marty found her at an estate sale. Don't worry, I cleansed to the crystal, but he actually got it for free after finding it in our garage. So that's a little tip from me to you, is estate sales and garage sales might have tarot cards and oracle cards and things like that. Just be sure to cleanse them, you know, and beforehand. But other than that, she has been a part of this family for a while now. So that is pile 1. Pile 2 is a special crystal. To me, her name is Jade. And this is a heart crystal stone to kind of help mend the heart. Moving forward, this stone is all about self-love as well. So if that's your vibe, we also have a piece of Botswana agate. I got her at an estate sale as well. She's so pretty. Like the patterns and stuff. I love it so much. Let me show you. Like I love it so much. So much. Very, very, very pretty. And this will help you harness your intuitive nature. So with that being said, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, timestamps are linked below. And hopefully I'll see you in a reading soon. Toodles! Hello, pile 1. Welcome to this June 2023 pick a card. So excited for you to be here. So we're going to get an overview with some oracle cards and then move on to your tarot. So this is sort of a checkpoint. If you feel like this message resonates for you overall, then feel free to move on to the tarot portion. If not, perhaps choose a different pile. I can't believe we're already halfway into 2023. It's wild. Without further ado, let's get into it. I want to see what the biggest area in your life that is changing. 5. So this is all about the house of fun. Okay. Creativity, sexuality, passion. It's a house ruled by Leo. So Leo energy could be prominent, whether it's present in your big 3 or 4, or this is somebody who you could be dating. Okay. I'm also hearing a plethora of new experiences. Maybe you're traveling or just hanging out with friends. Yeah. Okay. So I have not looked at any of these cards. So here we go. We have goals, wanting what someone else has, what you're trying to attain, subtly expressing jealousy. And I think that envy is an emotion that sort of has a bad reputation. Okay. When we see that somebody else has something that we want, whatever that may be, I think it opens up this portal of self-deprecation, that we're not worthy of the desire and that this other person is. So be aware of the story that you're telling yourself, and know that if somebody else can achieve the dream or attain the goal that you want, see that as driftwood, that it's possible for you as well. I'm also seeing this as maybe a topic of conversation to have with your partner about where you see yourselves individually and what goals you want to attain in the short term, but also what you want to see in your life collectively in the long term. Okay? So maybe assessing is, as June is the midpoint of the year, maybe create a list of strengths, what you're doing well, and maybe things that you need to work on. Okay? So try to make it more objective if you can. I'm also seeing that for some of you, your goals are actually happening and you've been manifesting a new chapter in your life, and now you're seeing your goals come to life. I'm also hearing scripting. Scripting is a manifestation technique where you write down what it is that you want as if it's already happened. Okay, now keep those journals because they might surprise you. Astrologically, these are 2 cards. This one also has some astrological, an astrological component to it, but these are 2 of the main ones. We have 12th house. So this is the house of secrets and subconscious, but it's also one of creativity. And the 12th house is ruled by Pisces. So you could have Pisces as your sun, moon, rising, or Venus, or some of you could even be experiencing a Saturn return in the house of Pisces, and you could be questioning your goals, because I know that sometimes that can happen as well. We also have practicality with the moon in Capricorn. I'm going to check when the moon in Capricorn is transiting in June, and then I will put those dates on the screen for you. And I'm just going to write this down on a piece of paper so I don't forget. It's interesting because Capricorn and Pisces are part of one trio, okay? And it's interesting because it seems like the dreams that you want, sometimes the ultimate goal that you want to go after, you tell yourself that you can't have it because it's not practical. Interesting. This could also be professional goals that you're trying to accomplish. I'm hearing make a game plan. And if something doesn't seem practical, it also might be because somebody told you it wasn't, not because you inherently think it's not a possibility, okay? We also have memory with Rosemary, and we have Leo energy again here with the sun and this book and the number 16. So 12, 16, and 10 might be significant dates for you in the month of June. I am hearing Akashic Records. And Akashic Records is sort of this library that exists for your soul to access. And it houses records of the past, present, and future. 12 also has, again, the subconscious aspect. And Capricorn is all about the public, your reputation in public or status. And it's that rationale that puts motivation into gear, right? If it's going to look good on paper, it's a good enough reason to pursue it. I don't know why, but I'm pulling this piece of amethyst just to channel, but maybe finding a piece of amethyst that you can connect with might help you. There's also, I'm hearing like soul memories or memories from your ancestors that could be important in helping you navigate the present moment. I love the depiction here of these cards because they're divided in little sections that help you kind of make sense. And you can see that these bees are pollinating these flowers or attempting to. And bees are obviously part of a larger unit, right? Their existence is to serve the queen. And then we have this picture of these people working. And again, you have this queen, and she is supervising what is happening, making things more efficient, right? That ultimately serves her benefit. This month is asking you to move out of your comfort zone. For some of you, you are closing out one chapter to move into a new one. And I'm curious to see what the moon in Capricorn has to say in the book, Oracle of the Radiant Sun deck. I love this, but we are going to see really quickly. Social work, practical assistance, recognition for patient and unassuming work, achievement through diligence. And drawing this card suggests that the person to whom it refers will be brought prominently before the public eye. It indicates ability in the political or community field. If this is not already part of life, it could become important. The card suggests exceptional organizational abilities that need a vehicle to bring about success. Often the practicality card indicates assistance of a prominent or successful woman in advancing the career of the person asking the question. So making those connections. It's interesting that it's like a prominent woman and then we have Queen Bee. Some of you might be seeing Beyonce as well. I know. Some of you might feel inspired by someone who is very important or prominent in society. I know the Taylor Swift concert is happening also, so that could be, or Lizzo, like, I don't know, badass females. For some reason, it's hitting hard. Okay, so let's see what in June is happening for pile 1. Oh my gosh. Okay, also this, I think you're also learning how to appreciate memories of the present moment and like make new memories with the people that you love. I'm also seeing that you need to harness a better balance of professional and personal life, okay? And you can have goals for both. Also be mindful of what your dreams are telling you, okay? Because I think your spirit guides might come to you in your dreams with certain messages. We have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is Mars and Aries. It is a very powerful card that showcases that there's a choice in the matter. For some of you, you might need to choose a different path, or there's a choice between two different aspects. So for example, let's say you need to move. There might be a choice between X property and Y property, and you need to assess the pros and cons of both. Maybe one has everything that you want in a lease, but it's also several $100s more than you're asking, versus the other one might not have all of the amenities. However, it will help you save in the long term. So it's choices like that that are going to shape your future. I'm also, again, hearing traveling more outside of your comfort zone and doing things that make you feel uncomfortable. Not anything bad, just bringing this new energy in. But the Two of Wands also reminds me that two things can be true at the same time. And accepting that these two truths can coexist is something that you might be learning in the month of June. We have the Star card, which is Aquarius energy. Some of you might have Aries as a Mars placement, or Aries as your Sun, Moon, Rising, Aquarius as your Sun, Moon, Rising. The Magician is in reverse, which is Mercury energy. And the Knight of Cups. I love these cards. I love all of them. There's a certain anxiety that you have about starting this new beginning. And I think these doubts are sort of seeping into your subconscious. The card at the bottom of the deck it's the Strength card, which is Leo energy, which is what we pulled, right, in the beginning with the dice. The fifth house is ruled by Leo. Leo season might also be important, and it's also like Leo and Virgo season is in the same month. So the Star card is an encouragement to have hope, and there might be sudden shifts happening that are quite unexpected that also can drive this anxiety. Okay, so let's say, again, with this move, let's say you want the place with more amenities, okay? But it's also making you anxious because you're like, am I going to have enough money to pay this? I don't know. I'm going to have to take out more, or I'm going to have to put more hours into my position. I'm going to have to do X, Y, or Z. I'm not going to be able to have as much fun as I want to. And it's almost like your mind is coming up with all of these situations that you don't necessarily know if, like, that's true or not, if that makes sense. With this Knight of Cups coming out of the Magician, this is you reaching for the next. It's almost the Knight of Cups to me in this position, following the Magician in reverse, is like, so how can we mend the two? This is asking you to follow your intuition with the Knight of Cups. And also being okay and accepting with where you're at. Like, acceptance is something that is going to keep your mind in the present moment. The Magician and Memory card, it's almost like you're living in the past, or you're wanting the past more than the present. The Star card has a lot of depth in it. So for example, and the Star card is also about the internet, right? It can talk about becoming more well-known in a niche that you're passionate about. Some of you might feel that imposter syndrome, or just thoughts of self-doubt that are penetrating your subconscious that are affecting how you view yourself. And so I think your spirit guides are asking you to view yourself in more of an with more of an objective lens. View reality with more of an objective lens. There might be more impromptu or more spontaneous adventures coming your way in the month of June that you might not necessarily be planning for. But again, with the Knight of Cups, it's it's inviting. And with the Strength card, oh my gosh, get out of town with the Strength card. And then we have the Knight of Wands as well. Like, it takes strength to be yourself. It takes strength to welcome any new opportunities in life, but it's how you see yourself now and also getting from one place to another in the future. And we have this butterfly that signals transformation, a metamorphosis of sorts. I'm hearing compromise in how you perceive these events. So for example, let's say you want to get the amenities, but you're also like, we're going back to that example, but that means you have to find a roommate. However, the roommate example, like having a roommate might scare you because in the past, perhaps roommates didn't work out so well. And I know that can be hard, especially when you decide to room with friends. However, maybe you have this friend in your life who, you both happen to be at the same particular place in life where you're both needing to find a new space to settle down. This is all about how you create boundaries. And you can come to a common place of agreement, okay? I want to get any other clarifiers. Can you clarify the Two of Wands? Clarify the Two of Wands. The Nine of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, this is adorable. Okay, we have your well-being is assured by your successful accomplishments. And maybe you feel like you haven't accomplished enough to be able to be worthy of X, Y, or Z, but know that your accomplishments do not define you. Your accomplishments do not make your identity. Your work does not define who you are. And maybe you're still finding that. I'm also seeing that maybe you're making more appointments for health and wellness now that you've accumulated savings and health insurance and all of that. Like, you're ready to take the new steps forward to, make that appointment for a therapist. We have Virgo, lucky number 3, news of a wedding or a new romance. Some of you might be attending a wedding in June. Others of you might be attending this wedding with a Virgo in your life. June 3rd might also be an important date, as well as June 9th. Get out of town. We have the Ace of Cups. Very favorable card, indicates love, happiness, and abundance. Yes, so this new relationship is coming into view. This person who is coming could have water energy in their chart. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, who makes you feel validated and is accepting of who you are and accepting of your lifestyle. They're here to show you this new path. Not this new path, but they're like, okay, this is your schedule, this is my schedule, like, let's do it. We have Taurus, lucky number 1, receiving money or an unexpected gift from someone. Okay, all right. So earth energy for some of you, again, you might have earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo in your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus as well. I feel like you don't think that you haven't worked hard enough, but you have. And there's this lingering aspect or vibe that you don't deserve what you have. And in fact, you do. And we have the Ace of Wands, guys. If you're looking for love, it's coming for you. Okay, the start of a new enterprise, a possible inheritance. Okay, so I'm going to get some oracle cards. I am going to reset my camera and I will be back. We're back. Also, some of you could be a Taurus rising. You could have Virgo in your 3rd house or Virgo in your 9th house. But I did want to mention that someone who is practical is going to look at your situation from an unbiased perspective. And that's where a therapist comes in. I just want to let you know that if you've been finding it difficult to process or regulate emotions, that could be the first step in finding solace after maybe an event. And it doesn't necessarily have to be that. It can maybe you've been feeling stuck in a certain aspect, and that's what brings you to therapy. And then you're able to access these memories from your past that you didn't know that you repressed. And this Two of Wands and this Knight of Cups, they're both symbolic of the number 2. And not so ironically, the Star and the Magician are both air signs. So I just want to make that known because we do have the 12th house. So if you've been feeling like a little bit of even low-grade depression or functional depression, I would say to seek out treatment, okay, from a licensed professional. I am just a pair of hands on the internet. With that being said, I want to get a career card, a wealth card, and a love card to kind of see what is happening in your month of June. I'm also seeing that you might also have, there might be issues with body image and accepting yourself for who you are. And you are beautiful from the inside out. You have gone through a lot, and my heart goes out to you, Pile 1. It really does. The song Karma by Taylor Swift might also be healing for you in this time. We have protected. You are safe and supported while you change your career. Others of you, this could be a side hustle that you've been wanting to make your primary source of income. And so I think June is going to be sort of this first chapter of you assessing how you're going to go about this. And obviously, this card is not telling you, okay, just drop your other job and manifest and the money's going to come. It doesn't necessarily work like that, but just know that if you have been thinking about a change or transition, your angels are supporting you. Your spiritual team is supportive. And perhaps it's one that gives this creative expression as an outlet. Your soul longs to express itself creatively. So open that Etsy shop, okay? It is the more time that you put off your dreams, the less time you'll have to pursue them. Let's get a wealth and abundance card for my Pile 1 in the month of June. Block out distractions. Your life purpose and other priorities need your undivided attention, so it's time for you to take charge of your schedule and working environment by turning off electronics and avoiding anyone or anything that distracts you from what's important. You already know what these distractions are, and you have the power to responsibly block them out. Time blocking might also come in handy, or finding just a general system of productivity. We also have on the bottom of the deck positivity, faith, and optimism. You open the doorway to positive experiences and opportunities with your positive expectations and energy. Do not allow negative vibes or temporary setbacks to interfere with the path you're on. Keep the faith and keep going, especially if you've had several setbacks. It doesn't mean that your dream is impossible or the universe is telling you not to pursue it. I mean, maybe in some cases, and if so, I think you will know who you are. But in general, sometimes it's all about timing. And if you've needed to take a step back to sort of ask yourself if this is the right path that you genuinely want to pursue. And it's funny, I've taken a step back from my master's program in counseling, in clinical mental health counseling. And I really wanted to get into child therapy, but the graduate school at the time, it was weird. They had it on their website, and then on day one, when we're all going around and saying what we want to get into, they're like, oh, we shut down that program because there wasn't enough interest. And then later that year that I started, it was at the end, December 2020, I got into a very deep depression. and I needed to take a step back. And part of me felt really guilty because obviously this had been my dream for a while, and I already had to go through another trauma and stuff to get through and to eventually make it into grad school. But now I'm in a new city, and there is a program, like a graduate school 7 minutes away from me, and there is a family licensed marriage and family counseling program that also like offers classes for child development, child psychology. It's a little bit more specialized. And I haven't stopped thinking about becoming a counselor since I've left. And you can do both. Like, I also thought that I needed to do tarot and astrology. And it's not that I don't love those things, but I also really love working with kids and really giving them an outlet and a safe space to validate their feelings and also, I don't know, just work with them in helping them vocalize their trauma and everything. So that's sort of a little example from my life to yours. Okay, so now we're going to get into love and relationships. Love and relationships from pile 1 in the month of June. Flirt. I don't see this card very often. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. And you can flirt through conversation. It doesn't have to mean anything. You can just be very fun. I would be careful because some people take lighthearted conversation as flirting or just interest and curiosity when you're not necessarily wanting to take that to the next level. But I do think you're going to have a lot of fun, flirty conversations in June with people maybe that you wouldn't expect. Okay, let's get some tea leaf cards because I always think that there's messages in here for everybody and they're fun and there's a lot to pull from with these cards. So let's see what comes out. We have older woman, dealings or a relationship with an older woman. This could be a grandmother, this could be an aunt, or even somebody who, like a different ancestor of yours who's already passed. We have chair filled. Someone new is entering your life with this Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups card. I'm not surprised. And then we have kangaroo. Unsettled times need to plan ahead. Exactly. I think there's more anxiety that is coming from what are you doing next? There's a little uncertainty that I think is the source of this anxiety. The card at the bottom of the deck is yoke. Feeling tied down or frustrated. And again, I think it's frustrated due to the time constraints and there's a lot happening right now. Before we end with an affirmation card, I did want to pull a self-care card because I want to see how your spiritual team thinks you should give back to yourself in the month of June. Self-care for the month of June. We have building strength. Now, this isn't just physical strength, though it can be if you're getting back into the gym again or you're joining a kickboxing class or something that just gets your heart pumping, you know? But this is also emotional strength and spiritual strength to keep persisting even though it can be hard to do so, right? Know your why. And also remember how strong you are. You have gotten through worse before, and you can handle what is coming your way. And we also have the number 2, alone time. So giving yourself space to do things that you really love. Take yourself on a solo date, for example. Cherish that solitude. Even if it's taking a trip to the beach with your dog, you know, or taking your dog for a walk, that can be a time that you spend with yourself. And, you know, you can think about whatever you want. You can listen to whatever you want. But it doesn't have to be lonely, okay? Maybe you're going to be given time to be with yourself more this month. I honestly feel like this is the pile that probably resonates with me the most because my boyfriend is taking a 3-week trip to the Philippines with his family. So I will have a good chunk of change. And honestly, part of me, I'm looking forward to it just because, you know, sometimes I will miss him, don't get me wrong, but there are times when it can be a lot, and maybe some of you are introverts and you need time to recharge. Don't stress yourself or shame yourself for needing that time. I have a feeling some of you are very deep empaths, and so you pick up on other people's emotions quite easily. Oh my gosh, get out of town. So we have perseverance here, and that's what we've been talking about. It seems you're on a massive journey right now, and this card has arrived to remind you that you will reach the other side. The mountain you're climbing is huge and formidable, but it's your ability to climb it. But so is your ability to climb it. You don't need to enjoy it. You just need to tackle it. Complain if it makes the job easier. Blow off some steam. You think mountain climbers get to the top of Everest on inspirational quotes? No way, Jose. They're grunting and crying and cursing like freaking pirates. That just doesn't sell a lot of posters. And then on the bottom of the deck, I'm going to take the card at the bottom as well. I am healthy, vitality. I am healthy and vital and strong. My radiant love of life fills me with healthy, vital, and strong cells. Each cell is a warrior. Everyone has its own sword and shield. I dare you to try and penetrate my cellular army. Didn't think so, chump. This is also like cell regeneration. There's this book called Zen. What is it? I think it's Zen and the Art of Living. I'll put it in the description box below, but there's this section that sort of blew my mind as I was reading it earlier this year. If you're feeling depressed, your cells are going to make more cells that feed off that depression. And if you're happy, your body makes more cells. It's so weird, but it's so true. And I just want to remind you that you are stronger than you think. You're stronger than your anxiety. And I'm sending love and good vibes your way for the month of June. So that is all I have for you, pile 1. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, give this video a like. And hopefully I'll see you in a reading soon. Toodles! Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to your June 2023 reading, pile 2. Thank you for being here. So with that being said, we're going to do a little oracle card summation here, and then if it doesn't resonate, feel free to pick a different pile, and if it does, stay tuned because I'm going to be doing tarot and then a little bit more oracle cards. So let's just get into it. Before we do, let me see the astrological house that represents the area in your life that's going to have the biggest impact in June. 4. So this is that house that rules your home life, the relationship you have with your mother. And 4 in general is the number of stability. April comes to mind as well. So maybe events from April, it's carrying over into the month of June. Maybe you made plans in April. Again, I don't know. So you be the judge. Also, June 4th might be a special date for some of you. Who knows? So we have the Millennial Oracle card. Basic, plain and simple, mainstream in your tastes, insult, unoriginal, unexciting. Some of you guys might have fixed sign energy in your chart, or in your big 3 rather, so you could be an Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, or Taurus. And I think you just thrive on routine. You thrive on what it is that you know. And so June might be challenging that a little bit. Your life is also more than your highlight reel or how you portray yourself on social media or on Snapchat or whatever. And I think in general, you really like showing off your life in a way, in a very curated way, because it gives you this sense of control that maybe you don't have in the real world as much as you would like to. I also want to say that if people have called you basic in the past, I want you to move past that. It's not an insult. I think you just like simplicity. And there's nothing wrong with that. Or maybe in June you are encouraged to move away from your comfort zone into something that's a little bit more obscure or unfamiliar territory. Maybe you're traveling, for example, like especially if you're traveling to a different you're traveling to a different company. If you're traveling to a different country, you're most likely not going to be able to have that. Even if you're just traveling out of state, you're not going to have that same routine that you're used to. And that's a different feeling, right? But it's not necessarily a bad one. We'll get more on that later. Let's see. We have 2 astrological cards here. We have the get out of town. I have goosebumps. We have the 4th house here. So you could also be moving, and that could be a change in your routine. And I know that that is uncomfortable. And it's also a hell of a lot to move. Whew, I got chills. I'm sorry, because I don't look at these cards before. And then we get the 4 and the 4. Okay. Let's see what else we have. We have flattery with Venus in Gemini. And then I'm just going to get this other card here. We have focus with stock, and this is Sagittarius energy. So some of you could find Sagittarius, or some of you could have Sagittarius as your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign as well. Some of you might have Gemini as your sun, moon, rising, or Venus. Okay, so I have a feeling that a lot of you get compliments on how you do your interior design in your house, or maybe interior decorating is a very pronounced interest of yours. If not, it could be also just a career path of yours. This Gemini in Venus, I am seeing that, I don't know, it feels like you're learning how to accept compliments without second guessing their intention. There's, that saying, flattery will get you everywhere. I think you're starting to second guess if people actually mean what they say, or if it's just a means to an end. You might get a lot of compliments for something in terms of how you do a certain thing. So let's say you are making a flower bouquet for someone, and people just might appreciate your whimsy and your creativity. You might find that you get like a surge of followers on the internet. Also, the dates June 3rd, 5th, 8th, and 4th might be significant as well. Like I'm on Tinder on any dating app, really, like you meet a lot of people and they pretty much always start with a compliment. And as much as it's nice to receive, it also makes you question the integrity of this person. Like, are they just complimenting you to get a date with you, or, do other things? Or do they actually mean what they say? And Gemini is the twins, so there could be fluctuation. Some of you, I'm seeing, like, you found a new home, and others of you like are not wanting to spend a lot of time within your home. You want to go out and explore and travel and experience new things. I almost feel like in June you're defying mainstream. Focus reminds me too that maybe there's something that you need to get done in the month of June, whether it is your taxes. Like, I don't know why that's coming to mind. Some of you have had and needed an extension on your taxes. Some of you are, because taxes are technically due in April. Others of you are planting seeds or new intentions that require more focus. So for example, if you're starting like your socials in order to, create a business marketing strategy, that requires a lot of focus. I'm also seeing that some of you are just taking a vacation from your screen, okay? Because that could also have a lot to do with your filter, right? And how you perceive yourself relative to how others see you. For some of you, you might be learning a new language, or you're learning key phrases for that vacation you're taking. You might notice that other people are copying you, or they do things very similar as you, and I know that some people take that as like an insult rather than a compliment. I encourage you to check out the book Steal Like an Artist. I think that you'd find that quite interesting. Pile twos. Let's see what the tarot has to say. It's also interesting. I'm finding that also, like, your relationship with your mother might be changing. Some of you might have conversations with her, and she might say things in response to your way of living that you don't necessarily agree with, and it's partially because she sees your actions as her doing, if that makes sense, or like she measures her self-worth based on your aspirations, not hers. And so that it's unhealthy, but just making you aware of that your dynamic with your mother might change. And if you have a healthy relationship with your mother, I don't want you to take that then. If it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. Pile 2. What is Pile 2 experiencing in the month of June? We have the Justice in reverse. I'm almost feeling like something that you were dealing with is coming back to you, whether this is an ex or a previous employer might be asking something of you. This is also potentially a reunion with a friend who's a Libra, but Libra energy is very pronounced. There's a lot of depth in conversations that you might be having. Also, any involvement with the law. So, like, if you have an ongoing court case, or if also you're needing to, like maybe you've separated from a partner, maybe you're thinking about the next steps on how to proceed with divorce. Interesting, we have the 7 of Swords. So you might be hiding behind life circumstances. You might not feel 100% free to be the self that you want to be. You might have a sun in Libra, or your moon might be in the sign of Aquarius, and you feel obligated to repress those emotions because perhaps you've been misunderstood in the past. And I think that's also why maybe you've been called basic before, is because you've never felt comfortable being who you are, or like being you, for fear of judgment or for fear of being ostracized. Oh my gosh, we have the 5 of Swords in reverse. Okay. Now, this is lots of air energy here. This is Venus. 5 of Swords is Venus in Aquarius. And it's this, there's very different approaches maybe that you've had. Like, maybe you're not one to initiate conflict or one to really speak your mind. Maybe this other person was. And, you're dealing with the repercussions of that. Or you're taking a more objective stance on the thoughts that are going through your mind. Because in the past, I feel like those thoughts created a deeper sense of shame, of self-shame and shame spirals and everything in that nature. And it's something, when your thoughts are saying things like that, you cannot reason with it because inherently there's no truth. These thoughts are internalized messages taken from experiences and, you know, other people who have said things about you. You can be very difficult, very hard on yourself, pile 2. Okay. Oh, I love this. We have the 10 of Cups. We have the 10 of Cups, oh my gosh, we have the Lovers on the 10 of Cups. Okay. We can work with this, guys. We can work with this. I heard getting to know yourself. In June, you are getting to know who you are, what you like, who you love. Maybe you've never really felt comfortable expressing your gender identity. And that could also be where you live, because right now in this current political climate, it's not widely accepted anymore, unfortunately. And that needs to be done. We need to be done with that. There's also this message I'm getting that maybe you've always felt like you were the scapegoat, or you were the cause behind conflict, or why things are not working out. With this 10 of Cups and this Lovers, though, like, this is a renewal of self-love. And this is also, like, maybe you feel like you're in this foreign land when there's healthy love in your life, because maybe that's something that you've never really had before. Oh my gosh, stop. At the bottom of the deck, we have the 8 of Swords. Okay, so that's Jupiter in Gemini. Okay. Let's just, like, take a breath. It almost feels like you're worried about getting caught, or you're afraid about doing the wrong thing, because I think some of you might feel like you're under a microscope, and those feelings could be prominent at work. They could also be prominent at home. With the Lovers and these sword cards, I'm also seeing a difference in how you speak to yourself in the month of June. Giving yourself room to breathe. With the 10 of Cups and the Lovers, like, there's this renewal and there's this sense of hope. And that could be, you know, like visiting a friend or receiving a visit from a friend or talking with them on the phone. Also, the days like 7, 11, 5, 10, and 6, those could also be important dates for some of you. Okay, let's clarify Justice. Can we clarify Justice, please? Justice in reverse. And this could have been something in the past that happened within the legal system that is having current repercussions on your present. And this could have to do with a past partner here who might not have been healthy. With the Devil card showing up here, it says temptation to evil, possible illness, a foolish or unwise marriage. Yeah, so I had said divorce, and this person might have kept you down. They might not have allowed you to express who you are, or they might have shamed you for your authenticity and kept you isolated. With the Seven of Swords, let's clarify the Seven of Swords here. This could also be a job where you felt like you had to do anything that your boss told you, or that you would get fired. There was that constant fear of speaking your feelings and being honest. We have, with the Seven of Swords, favorable Neptune, lucky number 6, indicates an unexpected pleasant surprise, favors new friendships and old friends. And Aquarius is all about friendships. So I'm happy to see that. But that could also, like, June could be this opening of the shell where it's like you're recognizing where those misconceptions were coming from about your friends. So for example, let's say you were in a very dark relationship and that person was like, oh, well, they probably don't want to see you anyway, or they probably hate you. And you took that to heart and you were afraid to talk to this person because you assumed that if, let's say, you bailed on a conversation, that they didn't want anything to do with you for the rest of time. And that simply isn't true. However, when it's taken or it's received by somebody that we trust, it's almost like it hits harder. With the Five of Swords in reverse, you could be forgiving somebody who has done you wrong in the past, and you don't necessarily have to let them know that you've forgiven them. Five of Swords in reverse. What can you tell me about the Five of Swords in reverse? Unfavorable Mercury, lucky number 6, guard against carelessness, avoid temperament, watch your diet. So like, for example, like caffeine might get you all riled up. And so maybe you decide, you know what, caffeine short circuits my brain and I don't like how I'm feeling on it. So I'm going to take it out of my diet. We also have, let me see, the 10 of Cups. Can you talk about, We have the Four of Pentacles, gain in speculative matters, possible legacy, or a gift of money. And then we have Aquarius with lucky number 6, denotes an unexpected journey, indicates the renewal of a friendship. So this could be, again, using your finances to take a trip to reunite with someone, or I'm hearing that you're basking in the glory of your independence and your newfound freedom, which is something that is so heartwarming. And honestly, it's like, it's making my heart like heavy, and I don't know why. Like, I'm very happy for you guys. I'm also hearing that, like, perhaps it was financial blackmail or financial abuse that you're breaking free from, and that is never okay. But you have found a little small community whom you can be yourself around. Can you clarify the Lovers, please? Can you clarify the Lovers? I'm seeing that this experience, though it was a lot to handle, it also gave you this opportunity to transform the relationship that you have with yourself. We have the Eight of Swords in reverse. You may start a new venture. Your worries will prove unfounded. And again, you have to be in the right environment for that, right? So in June, you are celebrating. You are celebrating a new beginning for yourself. You might be forgiving people from your past. I think you're also looking at how you spend your time more seriously than perhaps ever before. And you're really enjoying the time that you have with yourself. I am going to reset my camera because it is going to time out. This is also in June, like you're coming to terms and accepting how your trauma did you dirty, but also realizing how strong you are and how you've overcome it. And with the Five of Swords in reverse and the Seven of Swords, it's almost like process of elimination, like what you know to be true versus what you know to be false. And Justice, for example, can talk about your relationship with food as well, and your relationship to exercise. And there's a little bit more balance in that, where it's not like you are saying, this is how many calories I need and I can't enjoy this. Like, I think this rigidity that you've had around food and exercise is also lessening, and you're developing a healthier relationship to your everyday in general. So let's take a look at some tea leaf oracle cards, June 2023 for my pile 2s. We have Fox, shrewdness and resourcefulness. Foxes are sneaky as well, which is giving me the 7 of Swords, especially in business. So this is sort of like saying, if you've wanted to start that side hustle, don't take out any loans. Have faith that it's going to work out organically, and make use of your present connections. Okay, don't be afraid to network and collaborate. We have Cain, pay attention to your health. Some of you in this pile might have like autoimmune disorders, and so you need to, be more mindful with what it is that you consume, and, being deliberate and focused in moving your body. It could literally just be a walk outside, but it's also like taking care of those appointments and maintaining a sensible head on your shoulders. We also have Bell, announcement. Some of you might be making an announcement, or some of you might be receiving an announcement about something, like a little ding on your phone. You might get a notification about a new product that you've been waiting for, or something that you've been waiting to come in stock again is coming into your cart. I don't know. We also have November. November might be important. It might be like a turning point for you. And I know between June and November, that could also be important in terms of setting yourself up for success. Maybe creating this new home. Like you maybe in November you feel this sense of rejuvenation that you didn't really feel or know was possible. On the bottom of the deck here, we have Owl. Good advice from a wise person. So you might know who that is, and others of you might not have met this person yet. And then we have Kangaroo, unsettled times, a need to plan ahead, a need to look forward a little bit. So don't let the past scare you from moving forward, even if it's one step at a time. So now I want to get a wealth, career, and romance card, and then we'll end with an affirmation. So let's see wealth and abundance for pile 2 in the month of June. Abundance mindset. If you think of your abundance as something that happens in the future, it will always be one day from, If you think of your abundance as something that happens in the future, then it will always be one day away from you. See, feel, think, and speak of abundance as something you already have in the present moment, and that is what you will experience. And then we have deservingness on the bottom of the deck. You are a beloved child of God like everyone else, and you deserve to receive the support that will allow you to focus upon your divine life purpose. Even if you can't yet recognize your lovable qualities, trust that God and the angels can see how amazing you truly are. Oh my gosh, that's so sweet. And again, that could be from somebody else. Like that mindset of like, I can't do this. It might come from your parents. It might come from other sources of authority. It might come from society that you are not able to make this dream a reality. And if you think that it's possible, then that's like, it's a mindset. It's a mindset shift, which is not going to necessarily happen overnight, but you can take small steps to getting there. And that is also like, there's so many books about abundance and money mindset and financial freedom and growth and stuff. And maybe also like improving your credit score is something that you want to focus on over the next year or so moving forward. Let me know in the comments with like an emoji if you want to see like what the remainder of 2023 has in store for you. So we're getting a career and life purpose card for my pile 2s in June 2023. Practice. Polish your skills by practicing regularly. So this could be a musical instrument, a foreign language. This could be even like learning different marketing skills and things. So, you know, in terms of social media, maybe you have a skill that you need to polish every day. If maybe it's jewelry making. Like, I think this, but this doesn't feel like work to you is what I'm getting. We also have heart's desires. The angels are supporting, guiding, and protecting you as your dreams become a reality. So manifesting your heart's desires in June. Something that maybe you've wanted for a while is coming to you. Even if it's just like the driftwood, you're seeing the beginnings of a whole new world coming. Romance and relationships, June 2023 for my pile 2s. We have very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. And you don't have to tell this person what your decision is, but maybe things are moving forward with someone special in your life. We also have trust at the bottom of the deck. The situation is calling for you to have faith, which can be scary, I'm not going to lie, but I'm not saying it's impossible. Before I get your affirmation for June, I want to see how you are giving back to yourself in the month of June, pile 2, in terms of self-care. So we had 2 cards come out. We have use your hands. Okay, so this could be pottery, this could be painting, I have a feeling you guys are very creative. This could be cooking. And then we also have meditate. Get out of oh, that's creepy. Okay, we have 5335. So and we have 35 here. Oh my gosh. Sorry, 35 or 53, like 5335 could be an important number. It could also represent an age that you're turning or that of someone significant. Okay. Meditating quiets the mind and it also rejuvenates the soul. And I try to meditate at least once a day for 10 minutes through a guided meditation. I don't just sit there and put some quiet music on. I'm not at that level yet. I aspire to be, though. Maybe getting like a meditation pillow or creating like a meditation corner in your house might also help you kind of get those vibes. Meditating outside in the morning is also such a lovely way to begin the day. So your affirmation for June, pile 2, strength. You are hereby declared a strong, resilient warrior of heroic proportions. Enjoy your battles, whatever they are, because you're guaranteed to come through them stronger, brighter, and more compassionate. And based on what I know of mythology, probably with great hair and a 6-pack. And then on the bottom of the deck, I'll also read this one. We have ups and downs. I see life as an incredible ride, and I'm lucky to be on it. Yes, the ups and downs make me want to puke sometimes, but they're also what makes things fun and interesting. And when you look back, even puking on yourself makes for a good story. So having the strength to navigate through life's ups and downs is going to be something that you need to give yourself credit for in the month of June. That is all I have for you. If you got something out of this reading, then I hope you give it a like, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video soon. Toodles! Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your June 2023 predictions reading. I am so grateful to be here with you as we explore themes, experiences, opportunities, and potential challenges in the month of June. So with that being said, I'm going to do this oracle card summary. If you feel like it didn't really stick with you, then perhaps choose a different pile before I proceed to tarot and more oracle cards. Okay, with that being said, let's get into it. Oh, before we do, I want to get this astro dice and see what area of your life is changing the most. Number 9, which is the house of Jupiter. So you might be publishing something in the month of June or thinking about publishing something in the month of June. Your ethics and values and foundational beliefs might be changing as a result of your experiences. Some of you might be having a spiritual awakening in the month of June. Okay. And we'll get into that more. Also, higher education and travel, long distance, is something that might be happening for you in the month of June. Keep it 100. Show your true self. Be honest with yourself and be honest with others. Avoid hidden motives. It just reminds me of it's like Catwoman. Okay. These two are astrological cards. This card has an astrological component. So let's see. Oh, some of you could have Sagittarius as your sun, moon, rising, or Venus. We have, Mercury in Cancer with intuition, the number 4. We also recently just came out of a Mercury retrograde, so keep that in mind as well. We have solar eclipse. We have attraction pansy. And then we have the number 34, and we have the sign of Libra associated with this card. So Libra, Cancer, Sagittarius are like the 3 signs that are coming to mind. And I just want to look at the solar eclipse card. A solar eclipse occurs when a new moon is directly between the sun and the earth and blocks out the sun's rays. The solar eclipse carries the same potential for opportunity as the regular new moon, but it does come with a warning that you will reap 3 times what you sow. So go forward with clear purpose. The key word being a warning. Okay. And I think this is like avoiding hidden motives in connection to the solar eclipse. Believe other people when they show you who they really are. Okay. I also wanted to look up, because I believe we are having a solar eclipse, if I'm not mistaken. Or we recently had a solar eclipse. Let me see. Okay, so we are having an annual solar eclipse in Libra, which is kind of weird, October 14th later this year, okay? And in terms of the moons, we have a new moon we just had the new moon we're having a full moon in Sagittarius, which is ruled by the 9th house, on June 3rd. And then we are having a new moon in Gemini on June 17th. So lots of lunar activity here. And with this Mercury and Cancer card, this is asking you to honor who you are. And like this keep it 100, it comes with not being afraid to be yourself. And I think you're learning that within the context of relationships here. Because I think in the past, perhaps there were relationships where you felt like you had to sacrifice who you are. And I'm hearing the song I'm Coming Out by Diana Ross, I believe. So you could be having like a sexual awakening, a spiritual awakening, or just coming to terms with who you are. And that could also be through travel. It could also be through like dating and learning more about yourself. It could also be reading books and discovering passions that you didn't really know you had. With Libra, this is also like attracting, you are the flower that the bees want to get their nectar from. You are extra charismatic, or June is really bringing that out from you. And I want to say that you are finding it easier perhaps to manifest certain things in your life, certain relationships. And you might be setting those intentions with the full moon in Sag. So perhaps that could be in your 3rd or 4th house as well. And solar eclipse, it's like what is hidden will be shown to you, okay? Because usually this new moon is dark, but obviously with the sun behind it, like you're gonna notice it, okay? And I think people are taking notice of how you're making these swings in life. Like you have done like a complete 360 in terms of personal and even professional development. And then with Mercury and Cancer, which is a water sign, it always refers to traditional family ways of thinking and ideas based on early childhood conditioning. The thoughts and comments of close family and friends will be of great importance to the subject of the reading. History of events in the past, a revival of old memories, or a visit from a long-lost acquaintance, taking the advice of family or friends, study in the home. So you might be studying for something. Or you might be looking to make a hobby a business so that you can work from home more. This is also about reparenting yourself in my eyes and really letting go of what you've been conditioned to believe about yourself in the month of June. So let's see, June 2023 for my pile 3s. June 2023 pile 3s. The 8 of Wands, which is Mercury and Sagittarius. This is all about receiving a lot of messages at the same time, or it's like the universe is using signs and synchronicities to make sure to like point you in the right direction. The 8 of Wands is a lot of stimulation. I'm not going to take all of them, but I will take the 3 of Wands. And spiritually, you might want to connect with past members of your family who have passed on, to communicate with them and helping you sort of decipher what the right path is in the present. Wands are fast-moving cards. So between 3 and 8 weeks from now, you could be in an entirely different spot, and what happens in June will sort of affect the next 8 weeks from June. So like it could be August, September that you're finding this awakening climax. We have the 10 of Wands, which is Saturn and Sag, and then we have these two. The High Priestess is in reverse, which is, we have the moon here, moon energy here, moon energy there, moon energy there. So this is all about learning how to trust your inner voice, okay? We have the Three of Wands, which is Sun in Aries. We have the Knight of Swords, which, like, the Knight of Swords moves with conviction, right? They're very fast-paced. And if they're not comfortable in their environment, they usually leave. They will move forward, but they are also, like, they know what they don't like. Or if an environment is not stimulating enough, they know to take themselves out and, reintroduce a new one. And then we have the Four of Swords, which I love. That's Jupiter in Libra. I heard stop and smell the roses. I think part of you guys are just looking for the next thing, right? Like when bees are done pollinating one flower, it's all about moving to the next. And your spirit guides are asking you to take notice of your surroundings and make the most of how you're feeling now instead of focusing on what's next. And journaling provides a very promising avenue because it also allows you to look back and say, oh my gosh, I was here and now I'm in a completely different spot, or like an entirely different frame of mind than I was X weeks ago. You might also need the help of a trusted friend or family member to tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, are you doing too much? Or hey, are you doing okay? And something tells me that you're very private with whom you open up to, so it needs to be somebody who, you've known for a long time. It almost feels like you're trying to keep yourself busy to avoid what's really going on. And again, your spirit guides are almost asking you to take a time out or to get a change of scenery and really explore a new environment. The Three of Wands is typically associated with expansion. And so again, I think your spirit guides are asking you not to take on too much too fast, because you might overestimate yourself, or it's like you always want to be on all the time. And maybe you need a night or a weekend of rest and respite. The path is not going anywhere. And I think that in June, you're really being asked to take a vacation, to take a break, to have really inspirational conversations. The Ten of Wands is like developing your backbone. And it's asking yourself to heighten your standards so that you don't take on what you don't need, or like settle for something or for someone that you don't deserve. No is a complete sentence. I feel like I needed to mention that. I think you're surprised with how fast things can change, especially if this change is meant to be. And it's change that also needs to unfold on the inside. So maybe your external world has changed, but you need to give yourself patience so that your inner world can catch up, if that makes sense. In June, you're learning not to do things so that you gain recognition or approval from others. Rather, you do what needs to be done for you. This is that solar eclipse too, which is very synchronistic. There's a deeper appreciation for the relationships you have, not just with significant others or, boyfriends, girlfriends, etc., but like also with the friends that you have, your siblings, your community. Can we get some clarification on the 8 of Wands? Can we get some clarification on the 8 of Wands? Page of Swords. A dark-haired boy or girl, betrayal of a friend, rivalry in love. Interesting. With this Page of Swords, this almost feels like they're doubting themselves, and it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to be unsure. But then you're asking yourself, ask yourself, are you really listening to the voice inside, or are you listening to everybody else? Consuming knowledge is what I'm hearing, consuming knowledge in different forms, whether it's through a podcast or an interview or listening to books or, reading. It's going to help you sort of take your mind away from what's happening in a proactive stance, though. Clarify the 3 of Swords, or the 3 of Wands. Or also there might be an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, who can help you sort of sift through the BS of life and then reality. We have King of Cups here with the 3 of Wands. A man with light brown hair and hazel eyes, a chivalrous, generous lover, good legal sense. The 3 of Wands is able to navigate life while maintaining a steadiness in emotional resilience. I think sometimes you doubt yourself. And this person, this King of Cups, could be you. It also could be somebody who can help you develop coping skills so that you don't feel as unsure of yourself. But you have to be willing to listen. You have to be willing to quiet the mind. You have to be willing to develop a conversation with those thoughts. 10 of Wands, 10 of Wands, 10 of Wands. Interesting. We have unfavorable Mars, lucky number 8. Denotes business worries and setbacks, personal reverses, or petty annoyances. And I think this could be, again, because you're taking on too much. You're taking on more than you can handle. And that could also be to keep yourself busy. So again, you don't have to think about what's really going on that's, affecting your soul, your mind, your heart space on a deeper level. And it's interesting that we have the Page of Swords. We also have the Knight of Swords. Can you clarify the Knight of Swords, please? Can you clarify the Knight of Swords? Can you clarify the Knight of Swords? We have the Lovers. Affection, trusting, and harmonious. Responsibility. So taking on new responsibilities. And also navigating this relationship with yourself. A new relationship with yourself. A different relationship with yourself. What about the 4 of Swords? Can you clarify the 4 of Swords, please? I'm hearing forgiving yourself for the past and developing new neural pathways in handling your present and future. There are so many cards, but I saw the Ten of Pentacles first, so we're going to do that one. A good card for real estate investments indicates property or prosperity in family affairs. So this, I think financial freedom and in the way that you see money is changing, and the way that you're seeing long-standing happiness is changing, and that you don't have to rely on someone else for monetary gain anymore, especially if it was a relationship that didn't last. And it's interesting because Four of Swords, is Jupiter in Libra. Jupiter is the planet of expansion. And again, connection and conversation with yourself. The Knight of Swords is someone who doesn't like to slow down. But also sometimes slowing down is how we learn new information about the world around us, about ourselves. And it's how we also develop trust with our inner child. I'm going to get into some more oracle cards now, so but I'm gonna reset my camera. Okay, so let's get into some tea leaf oracle cards. Nothing is set in stone. That's something that your spirit guides wanted me to pass on. And you are allowed to change your mind. We have hammock. Taking a vacation, physically or mentally. Sagittarius is all about travel, getting out of your immediate comfort zone, your scenery, and basking in the glory of a new place. We also have dragon. Beware of self-delusion, and this is where this like Page of Swords, like thinking that you know everything, or thinking that you don't need to try new things. It might surprise you, but also like thinking that, you know, maybe you're healing without truly facing what happened. And instead, like, you're repressing and you think that that's okay, that's enough. But this dragon is saying, no, we need to talk about this. Isn't there that movie, like, I don't know if it's the Lost Dragon or something. That movie might have something that you can learn from. We have dark woman. Dealings or a relationship with a woman with dark complexion or hair. That could be a therapist. That could be a friend. This could be a family member, or someone who you see as a member of your soul family. This could also be potentially a romantic relationship. Okay, there's a lot of cards here, but something is just telling me to take them because there could be multiple messages in here for you. So we're just going to go through them one at a time. We have also dark man, dealings or relationship with a man with dark complexion or hair. We have 2 months. We have March and we have July. So maybe things are happening between last March, or like the March of 2023 and July of 2023. We have wreath, sorrow over a loss. We have scales, keep your life in balance. And finally, we have woman, dealings or relationship with a woman. Okay. So that can provide something to a lot of you. Okay. Now I want to get into a career card, a love card, and a wealth card to sort of see what you need to know about different avenues in your life with June 2023, pile 3. My goodness. Okay. We have yoga. Your life is enhanced by yoga, stretching, and exercising. We also have study. So you might enter, a yoga practice, or learning how, or finishing a certification to be a yoga instructor. Reading, research, and education help you gain confidence and clarity about your career. And also, maybe doing yoga helps you sort of center yourself, and it prepares you for a day of work. And then on the back, we do have counseling. You heal with kind words, wise advice, and an empathetic ear. So you either could be on the road to becoming a counselor, or you might benefit from seeing a counselor about your career, so a career counselor, or even, whatever. But you might gain something from that. In terms of wealth, pile 3 in June. Deservingness. You are a beloved child of God like everyone else, and you deserve to receive the support that will allow you to focus upon your divine life purpose. Even if you can't yet recognize your lovable qualities, trust that God and your angels can see how amazing you truly are. On the bottom of the deck, we have employment change. Your career path is leading you in a higher direction with positive changes to support your dreams, priorities, passions, and life purpose. Trust that these changes will help you release the old and welcome the new. You are being supported each step of the way. So maybe you're considering a career change and you start taking small steps to do so in the month of June. Okay, now we have love and relationships for my pile 3s in the month of June. Deception. Someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship, and I think this could also be you're afraid to put your walls down. Some of you might not be telling the whole story just out of protection for yourself, and that is okay. But also be aware of red flags in general, because you never know what somebody is willing to do. We also have express your love, though, on the bottom of the deck. Go ahead and make that romantic gesture. I'm seeing this fun, flirty, thriving aura about your love life in the month of June, pile 3. Especially if you're single, don't be afraid to go out and mingle. Okay. So now we're going to get a self-care card to see how you are giving back to yourself in the month of June, because let's face it, you deserve it. Clear your energy field. This is going to help cleanse your aura of bad vibes, negative energy, especially if you pick up on other people's energy. Taking some sage or using some Palo Santo might help you feel lighter. We also have dance, number 18. So the 10th and the 18th might be important. You might find that dance helps release positive endorphins, and it also helps release stored emotion and releasing the body. It's actually very beneficial for trauma healing. We also have on the bottom of the deck, use your hands. And this could be in pottery, in painting, collage, anything that you want to do that makes you feel good. And maybe it's a hobby that you know very well. And this could also be playing a musical instrument. Maybe you have a very special relationship with music. Okay, so we are going to end this reading with a affirmation from the Affirmators deck. It's one of my favorites. Let's see what affirmation. We have love. Love is a many splendored thing. Today I will notice and appreciate at least 3 of those splendors, like the fact that purpose makes me feel like a parent, or the surge of self-congratulation I feel when I sink a 3-point trash basket shot on the first try. Or how about those chills when I get while singing along to name of song, you know the one. Okay, I got 2 more, so we're just gonna read them, I think you might need to hear it, as my battery's going to die. So let me change my battery and I'll be right back. Okay, we have engagement. Today I make the conscious choice to engage with the world in an active way. I'll take a new route and talk to strangers. I will smell flowers and pet dogs and maybe walk around barefoot for a while if I'm not inside a 7-Eleven. At the very least, I'll have a day that's slightly more interesting than average. And at most, I'll have a startling epiphany or make a friend who will change my life forever. No pressure. I love these cards so much. They're so cute. Okay, and then we have self-love. I openly embrace a feeling of self-love, the PG kind. I love myself because I understand myself. I love myself as the most committed partner I will ever have. I show myself love any way that I can, and when I screw up, I remember to be sweet and gentle with myself. If not, I'm not going to make myself sleep on the couch. Got that, self? Got it. So this is what I have for you, pile 3. Thank you so much for listening and being here with me, and I hope I will see you in a reading soon. Toodles!